Let me start with a quiet. If you're earning more than you did 3 or 4 years ago, why does your financial life still feel fragile? Not chaotic, not irresponsible, just tight. You pay your bills. You're not reckless, and yet one missed paycheck, one unexpected expense, and everything feels unstable. That usually leads people to a harsh conclusion. I'm just bad with money. But that conclusion is wrong. Most people aren't bad with money. They're just playing a financial game that was never designed for them to win. Let's walk through a very normal situation. You're in your mid-to-late 20s or 30s. You earn, say, $65,000 a year in the US, or 4 euros, 5,000 pulgadas. After taxes, healthcare, and social contributions, your monthly take-home might be around $3,800 or 2,700 euros. Now the quiet deductions begin. Rent or mortgage, $1,400 to $1,800. Car payment or lease, $400. Insurance, fuel, maintenance, another $200. Student loan or personal EIME, $250 credit card minimums. Subscriptions, phone, utilities, $300 to $400. Before food, before savings, before life, over 70% of your income is already spoken for. And nothing about this looks irresponsible. It looks normal. That's the problem. The mistake isn't overspending. The mistake is that modern money systems train you to optimize for monthly comfort, not long-term freedom. Everything is framed as, can you afford the payment? Not, what does this payment prevent you from doing later? A $400 car payment doesn't feel like a wealth decision. It feels like transportation. A credit card doesn't feel like debt. It feels like flexibility. Rent that stretches your budget doesn't feel dangerous. It feels like the cost of living where opportunity is. But when every decision is justified by affordability this month, you quietly give up optionality for the next 10 years.
Let's slow this down with basic math. That $400 car payment for 5 years, that's $24,000 before interest, insurance, or repairs. If that same $400 were invested monthly at a modest 7% return for 30 years, it grows to roughly $490,000, not because you were clever, but because time did the work. The issue isn't that you bought a car. It's that the system encouraged you to trade long-term compounding for short-term normalcy over and over again. Here's the psychology behind it. Humans don't feel future pain strongly, but we feel present discomfort immediately. So we avoid short-term sacrifice even when it creates long-term pressure. Add social comparison to that. Co-workers upgrading cars, friends moving into nicer apartments, social media turning lifestyles into silent expectations. And suddenly restraint feels like falling behind. Not financially, socially. And most people would rather feel financially stressed than socially out of place. That's not a character flaw. That's human wiring. If this continues, the result isn't poverty. It's something quieter. You earn more, but feel no lighter. You advance in your career, but remain dependent on your paycheck. You work harder, but gain very little control. Decades pass, and the question becomes, where did all that earning power go? Not into failure, into payments. Financially intelligent people don't ask, can I afford this? They ask, what does this commit me to becoming? They understand that every fixed cost is a claim on their future time. They don't eliminate enjoyment. They delay permanence. They keep expenses flexible, not because they're fearful, but because flexibility is power. They don't try to look wealthy. They try to stay unconstrained. That's a very different game.
So if money feels tight despite doing everything right, don't default to self-blame. Look at the game you were taught to play. A game built on monthly payments, social pressure, and the idea that stability comes from consumption. Awareness doesn't require guilt, just clarity. If this perspective helped you think more clearly about money, consider subscribing to Legacy Leo. No hype, just calmer, more honest conversations about how money really works. That's all for today. Money rarely fails us all at once. It fails quietly through small decisions that feel reasonable in the moment. This isn't about cutting joy or living smaller. It's about choosing which parts of your future you want to protect. When you understand the game, you stop reacting emotionally and start deciding deliberately. That alone changes everything over time. If this video helped you see your financial life with a little more clarity, you're in the right place. Subscribe to LegacyLeo4.com. Honest conversations about money, behavior, and long-term thinking. No pressure, just a perspective for the years ahead together.